meteorologist Chase Jones.
Well, if you're here for college or school started, or you PCS'd here because you're in the military, welcome to San Angelo, probably the safest place in the entire country because the weather is perfect all year long. Now, I was talking with my weather consultant this weekend, Bella, about some of the temperatures making their way in and probably the long-range forecast because fall is right around the corner. We'll see if it gets cool enough just in time, Bella. Now, temperatures over the last 24 hours fighting back and forth with those 70s overnight. A good run up into those mid-90s. Absolutely perfect for the first day of school if you're in college, but it's the second week if you're already in sort of high school. It's going to be a great 2026 year because the cool down is already on its way and football is right around the corner and some rain might make its way back in. 94 in San Angelo. Everybody else in a healthy combination of those mid to lower 90s across the entire Concho Valley, always looking for 10 degrees, especially on slow days like today. 97 up there in Robert Lee, 91 down there in Sonora, looking like 6 degrees across the entire Concho Valley. Really wasn't a slow day across the entire town. Roads pretty packed, so let's take our time in the morning because the weather is absolutely cooperative unless you want to count the sun just blasting in your eyes on the loop. Dew points are in those 50s and those 60s while humidity indices are in those 20s up into those 40s down to the south. So light cloud cover all day, but we're finding ourselves underneath a stationary boundary. Now, Bella, this is what we were talking about over the weekend. Cold air trying to make its way down from the north with a little bit of ridging making its way in by the middle of the week. A little bit of tropical action off the west coast, but off the west coast to the northern part, some cold air trying to work its way in to push us all the way down into those mid, if not lower 80s. Now, upper level pattern going to show you the low pressure on its way out with a little bit of high pressure hovering around San Angelo, if not the Concho Valley. But by the end of the weekend, we're going to be hovering around some of those cooler temperatures with that rain making its way in, and off the west coast, that same round of low pressure is going to make its way in and make us even cooler across the entire area. Now, water vapor imagery showing us the stationary boundary across the entire eastern seaboard. If I move out of the way, take a good look at the size of this cold front all the way down into the southern part of Texas. But the next stationary boundary already pushing down and seeing a little bit of cloud cover around Colorado. Severe weather outlook showing us the reflection going around the Concho Valley, and we take it down to the surface to get a better idea of some of those alerts going strong. But we're really just keeping our eye on the cloud cover making its way down from the north with monsoon season going strong right around Arizona and parts of New Mexico. Now, we're really just focusing on this band of moisture across Oklahoma. Take a good look at the futurecast. It's slowly going to work its way down from the north while we're seeing all that moisture push its way up around Mexico into the Four Corners, then down the sort of Rocky Mountain Front Range, and then hovering around Oklahoma. We see some of that moisture trying to work its way back in from the Gulf Coast by the weekend, but as we get closer towards Friday and Labor Day, I run out of data. So let's sort of be severe weather ready, or at least keep the extra layer close when we're talking about Friday night football. We're on the countdown. So tonight, all the way back down into those lower 70s, but I bet you it gets cooler than that underneath these perfect skies. Then tomorrow, a beautiful run at those mid 90s. But if you ask me, it's going to be a fantastic Taco Tuesday. There's great spots all across San Angelo. If you're looking for prime Mexican food, I promise you there's no shortage. As we get closer towards Friday, still holding on to those mid 90s, fighting back and forth between those triple digits and those lower 90s. But by next week, as soon as we get close to September, already around the corner, I can't believe August went by that fast. Take a good look. Temperatures all the way down into those lower 80s, while those overnight lows are in those mid 60s. Stay tuned up more. The break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.